Welcome on in to the 411 podcast. Can I say that it feels so good to be able to say welcome to the 411 podcast? Welcome to Reading Between the Lines. It feels so good to be able to say that at the point where I'm at right now. And speaking of that, it's just about having gratitude. Tonight's show is having a attitude of gratitude. We are going to be reviewing track 10, which is Thank You. And thank you is going to come from so many different reasons and so many different places and just so many different, it's just different. Um, Song of the day, I Want to Thank You by Kelly Price. So Kelly Price did the remake of Alicia Myers' I Want to Thank You. Y'all know that song, I Want to Thank You. Um, but I really encourage y'all to listen to Kelly Price's version because she definitely takes you to church with it. But I'm gonna back up a little bit. I see SOS out here says I have arrived at my destination yesterday, but I've been in bed all day resting. Absolutely, I know exactly what that's like when you be moving and traveling and have a whole bunch of things going on. So, like Tupac said, I ain't mad at you because one thing I know how to do, and that is sleep. So, oh, thank you so much. But I want to give a very special thank you to my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and serve each and every one of you. For those of you who are going to check out the replay, thank you for that. For those of you who have been checking me out and putting comments in, I can't get to every single comment. So some of the comments I can't see. I typically see them like a day, sometimes it's 2 days later, especially on Facebook. So people out there who have been representing me on Facebook, I want to say thank you so much. I have not forgotten about you. I'm going to get to the comments when I get to them, but trust and believe that I do see people who are out there tuning in, checking in, commenting, and supporting. And I just want to say thank you so much. If you want to help the 411 podcast or Reading Between the Wines, please go ahead and share this video. Tag a friend. You know, you never know what you're going to get from it. But I do know that there's a message behind every single podcast that I have going out. And the message that we have tonight is having an attitude of gratitude amidst the storm, having an attitude of gratitude when you're in the thick of it, having an attitude of gratitude even when you come out and you've seen that you have been the best person that you can be, but the evil forces on the other side, they're being the best that they can be. So you have to combat it with something positive, something coming from a place of gratitude. So that's basically what we're going to be getting into. But before I do that, I want to say thank you so much to everybody out there who has given me so much love, so much birthday love and shout outs. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's even some people that I'm like, well, where did these people come from? So, new people who've checked out the podcast, thank you so much for that. Thank you to my family. I want to thank my cousin for baking me such a wonderful cake. I made sure that I ate enough of that, and I'm going to have me a little bit more after this show is done tonight. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I want to apologize to y'all because the last day that I was in Celebration, Florida, we tried to go live, but apparently there was an accident and somebody took down some wires. So the internet was real crazy that night. But thank you to Carol Cordero from Tampa area for showing up on a podcast. My special guest, Ian West, thank you for hanging out there with me. But we're going to try to get him back on. So Ian West is a folk soul singer from Tennessee, and that was a great show that was we were preparing for, but that's okay because we're just going to hold it back for the next time around. And when he comes through, we're going to talk about, is it wise for you to love somebody or is it wise for you to judge somebody? So judge or love another is definitely going to come back when we have Ian West come back on the 411 podcast in a future episode. So we are here. We're alive, broadcasting, doing the podcast from now until the end of the month. So tune in every single night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. And you will get the 411 podcast. You'll also get Reading Between the Wines 2 nights. So we have Reading Between the Wines on Wednesday nights, which is tomorrow. And then we also have Friday as well. I will try to request you, get you in on this video. Hopefully it works. I know I've had some problems throughout trying to get people live. So hopefully it works. If not, the best thing you can do is text me at 609-738-0611, and then I'll pull you up on the hotline. Also, that goes for anybody. If there's any questions out there that you'd like for me to answer, or you'd like me to touch base on or dig a little bit deeper, please go ahead, text me at 609-738-0611, and I will try my best to bring your questions, anything you bring up on future podcast episodes. So like I said, tonight we're going to talk about having an attitude of gratitude. Track 10, Thank You. Song of the day is I Want to Thank You by Kelly Price, which was released in 2021 off of her Grace album. So go ahead and check that out. Like I said, Kelly Price takes it. She takes you to church. And it also sounds different. So y'all know that classic drum line, bass line off of the original Alicia Myers. Everybody like pretty much loses it. What's going on, Bethany? How are you? Pretty much loses it when it goes on. When you're at a party, when you're at at the bar, wherever that song comes on, people just lose it. So I think that was released in 80. Don't quote me on it. 81, something like that, somewhere around that era. So Kelly Price remade it in 2021 off of her Grace album, and she changed it. It sounds completely different, but she really does take it there. Both of these ladies are speaking about, being thankful for having the love of their life come in. So the question that I have for each and every one of you out there is, who's the love of your life? Have you found the love of your life? Are you at the point where you can say, I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me? Are you at that point, because she says in the songs, you brought me someone who really loves me? So I have to say that if you're out there, if you're anything like me, and all of a sudden you've gone through all types of hell, drama, and all of a sudden you woke up. You woke up because you had to get with yourself. You woke up because you spent time with yourself and realized that all of that searching, all of that looking, all of that stuff was within. It was deep within. So I flip it, of course, and I remix it. And when I sing that song, it's real. Like, I want to thank you for shining your light on me. You brought me someone. The person that you brought was everything that was inside of me. You brought it out. So I had to look within. So that person is me, because today, the person that I am today, I can't rely on somebody else to do something for me. I can't put my trust in man like I've always done in the past. I think that is a recipe for disaster, when you take everything and you turn around and you call somebody your everything, and you turn around and you put your trust in somebody else and give them all of your power. And then they have the opportunity to turn around, like my friend, Miss McCall from the Bronx. Shout out. Thank you so much for, just being you and being wonderful. But these people, they turn around and they do the 180 on you. And then now you somewhere sitting there looking stupid or you sitting there somewhere looking crazy, because you just all in so disbelief, and you can't believe that somebody would turn around and do whatever they did. But it's reality. It's life. That's what man does. And when I say man, I'm talking about man or woman. It has nothing to do with just being a man. God created man. So, and man was man, woman. So it is what it is, right? Man is always going to let you down. I don't care who it is. One way or the other. Next week, next month, next year. I don't put my trust in man today. I put my trust in the one who I know ain't going to do me in, ain't going to do me dirty, ain't going to turn around and do the 180 on me. But guess what? Like my friend says, all of that started because I had to look in. I had to look in with self. So everything starts with self. Thank you, track 10. But how about this? After you get done all of that, After you figure it out and you realize, all right, cool, I've realized that I can't put my trust in man. I put my trust in myself. I put my trust in my higher power, who I know they're never going to forsake me, never going to turn, that's the route that I'm going down. But after you get out of the situation and you realize, wow, all of that searching, all of that scheming, all of that trying to get somebody to, pay attention to you. Yeah, I know you've all been there before. What a great situation is when you realize that you don't need that anymore. And what a great situation when you can look on the, what do they say, when you're from the outside looking in, where you can step out a little bit, step out of your little comfort zone, step out of the old ways that you used to think, step out a little bit and evaluate your own situation. How about you be your own best friend? Give yourself a little bit of advice. Stop seeking advice from everybody else. Start talking to self and say, okay, listen, what is the lesson that I need to learn in this situation right here? And when you can do that and you get to a point where you're like, damn, I got it. You mean to tell me that all of the years I wasted chasing and doing this and doing that, I was preventing myself from getting to where I'm at today? And that's exactly where I'm at today. Like, wow, this is like a beautiful moment right here. Like I said, the other day, I'm 43 and finally feeling me. And that's interesting that it took all of this long time for me to be able to be okay and sit exactly where I'm at and wait on exactly what's supposed to come to me. I'm not searching, I'm not looking, I'm not scheming, I'm not doing any of that. I'm sitting here waiting. And then while I'm waiting, I'm enjoying this whole ride that I'm on right now. And because I'm here today, only thing that I can say is thank you. Because I mean, listen, I'm damn sure not going back. So if I can wake up tomorrow and go back into the situation and be wrapped up and be all trapped up and entangled with all of the people that I were in the past, you know what my response would be today is? Absolutely not. There is no love greater than the love that I'm experiencing right now, and I absolutely would not want to go back. But I can say thank you so much to everybody out there who taught me the lessons that you taught me, because now I have a new mindset and now I have some new, you know, gained insight on how to navigate through these things. And when you can thank people, what's going on? Thank you so much, Mr. Onyx Blade. I see you out there. When you can thank people for the role that they played in your life, and I mean truly thank them, and have nothing but love for them and want nothing but, the best for them, all you're going to do is just elevate to a higher level. That is all that's going to happen. Get some clear, you're going to get some clarity in your mind. You're not going to be tied down with revenge, envy, hatred. You're not going to be tied down with all of that stuff, and you're going to be able to elevate and move on to the next level. See, where we get it wrong is when we feel that we have to come in and step in and, like I said, show people who we are. We don't have to show people who we are. If you know who you are, they know who you are. The fact is that most of the time when we feel like we have to show people who we are, that's because we don't know who we are. And they can see it right from the outside. And that's when you are under attack. That's when, it's like, what do they say? The sheep in wolf's clothing? Oh, they're on a prowl because they already know better. And they're just able to trick you because they know better. How about you know better? These are some of the things that I had to, get with self and you know, get down deep and so I can figure this thing out. How about you know better? Because when you know better, you do better. Shout out to the Bronx, New York. Thank you so much for all of your wisdom. Thank you so much for your teaching over the years. Like I said, sometimes, I have so many things to say it. I'm thankful. And what a great moment, just turning over, turned 43 yesterday. Like I said, 43 and finally feeling me. There's always a way out. That's one thing that I've learned. And that's in the good book too. There's always a way out. I don't care what storm you're going through. I don't care where I don't care where you're at. Like Les Brown says, if you can look up, then you can get up. When you fall down, try to fall on your back, because if you can look up, that means that you can get up. There's always a way out. There's always some level of protection if you have some love within you. You have some compassion. You come from a good place. You're not out there trying to hurt anybody. You're not out there trying to scheme on anybody. You ain't out there trying to stunt on anybody. There's always a way out. And I know while you going through it, it may not seem it, but as long as you stay true to who you are, and like I said, when people come in your life and they teach you something, only thing you can say is thank you. When they do the 180 on you, thank you. The biggest thing, the biggest lessons that I've learned is that when people want to walk out on you, the best thing you can do is just let them go. Because the minute that you don't, you are blocking your blessings and you are unable to get to the next level. Because, like I said, this is like a game. You playing a game. And I know when you think about life, you don't want to think about it as a game, but it's a game, a serious game called life. And the minute that you hang on and try to stay on that next level, the time is just clicking and clicking and clicking and running out. And you know you got to beat this level. You know you got to get to the end. You know you got to get to the main boss at the end of the board. But you stand stuck. That person said they don't want to be with you. And guess what that means? And I'm so glad that I have this new revelation. And it's so simple. When somebody says it's over, that's exactly what that means. Now, when you can embrace that and realize that that is exactly what that means, and what is it that I'm supposed to learn in this situation? Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for everything that you've taught me. Thank you so much. Even though it was so disrespectful, even though it was so down and dirty, even though I may have had some things subtracted from me, even though we may have went toe to toe, even though I got caught up in a moment and we went round and round and round and we shouldn't have. But now that I know better, and now that I come out, like I said, step on the outside of your situation and look in, the best thing that I can say is thank you. Because once you let that stuff go, once you let those people go, once you get away all of that bondage and captivity and stop keeping people trapped up in your, secret little dungeons that we have in our mind, or secret little jail cells that we have in our mind, beating them down, trying to make them pay for something that, they did. Meanwhile, they're going on and moved on to the next one, moved on to the other, and you the only one that's staying stuck. You the only one that's poisoning your system. Let them people go. Thank them for everything that they've done for you. Trust and believe. When you grow up, then you glow up. And when you glow up, everybody gonna see that. See, you can't glow up unless you learn how to grow up. And when growing up is taking responsibility for yourself and accepting and saying, okay, what role was it that I played in this? You can't blame nobody else for doing anything to you, because guess what? You can't do a thing to me. Today, the man that I am today, absolutely not. You can't do anything to me, because guess what? I'm not going to let you. Now, you can sit around here and point fingers and blame the next person all you want. And the question that I have to say, because somebody did something to you, I have to say, well, why did you let them? Because you probably stayed a little bit too long. People can't hurt you unless you let them. People can't hurt you unless you stay around and let them, and lay down like a dog and let them walk all over top of you. I'm just saying there's always a way out. Sometimes we need to just stop. We need to get in some silence. We need to get with ourselves, and we need to evaluate the situation and ask ourselves, what role did I play in this situation here? I know that whatever case it might be, this one stole from you, this one cheated on you, this one did this one did that. What role did you play in this situation for this to play out and happen here today? Because trust and believe there were some warning signs. Trust and believe there was something. There was that fork in the road. And I had this conversation yesterday on multiple different aspects. One time I was the student, and the other time I was the teacher. But there always comes a fork in the road in everything that we got going on in every single aspect of our lives, every single day, every single moment. That fork in the road pops up. Now, the question is, are you going to go left or are you going to go right? We all have a free choice and a free will to do whatever we want to do in life. Ain't nobody pushing us, ain't nobody telling us anything. And you'd be a fool if you let somebody push you down the wrong road. But you got a fork in the road, and every single time you can go left or you can go right. You can be good, you can be evil. You can be a positive influence on somebody's life, or you can be a negative influence. Which way you gonna go? Get with yourself. Ask yourself, what role did I play in this situation here? What were the warning signs? What did I overlook? What didn't I see? Was I so desperate because I wanted to be in love that I was okay with this person coming in any old type of hour? Did I trick myself by saying it was okay to be in a friends with benefits situation, knowing damn well that I didn't want this situation here? Was I okay with being in a no strings attached situation, knowing damn well that that's not what I really wanted to be in? But let me go ahead and try to flip the situation after we start getting into it, after we start getting real deep into it and see if I'm going to be the one that they pick. How many of y'all been in that situation before? And then now you turning around and creating all kinds of hell and all kinds of havoc when that person told you right up from the gate that this is not what it's about. How many times did we settle for something that we said we weren't going to put up with? And then now we're going to go ahead and blame the other person for doing exactly what they are put on this planet to do, exactly what they were put in your world to do. See, people are put in our lives sometimes as a test. That disrespectful, downright dirty, trifling person that keeps giving you the business every day, how about your response is not the way that it's supposed to be? How about you supposed to think a little bit differently? And if you think a little bit differently, then you'll go ahead and clear that level and get to the next level. But if you keep going around and around with that person, matching their energy levels, getting on their same frequency, lowering your standards, oh, because she gonna come in with an attitude, I'm gonna make sure that I go ahead and give her one back. Oh, he met his match today because I definitely got him. Nah, we can't do that. When people show you who they are, believe them. You know where that comes from. But also thank them. Thank them. Thank you so much. When I say 43 and finally feeling me, it is what it is. Thank you so much to every single thing. Because when you grow up, you glow up. And I had to do a hell of a lot of growing up to realize that I can't be pointing fingers at anybody because all of this stuff that I had created in my world, that was all me. Because we have the ability to write our own destinies each and every day. And the minute that you don't like something in your life, the best thing that you can do is change it. And I learned that lesson here in 2023. I was suffering so deep here earlier in this year, stuck in a situation that I did not like, that I knew was not me. And I kept asking, what is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn here today? Excuse me. What is this lesson that I'm supposed to learn here today? Because I know that I keep showing up being the best man that I know how to be, and I see nothing but evilness around me in this situation, in these circumstances. But because I stayed true to who I was and tried my best not to get on somebody else's frequency, staying on mine, I'm right here broadcasting now saying, welcome to the 411 podcast, because trust and believe there were people out there that did not want me to press play. There's still people out there that do not want me to press play. Because trust and believe that the truth cannot be hidden for very long. Like I said the other day, there are a few things that cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. After a while, they all gonna reveal themselves. What's done in darkness will soon and surely turn into light. What's going on? Thank you so much. Thank you so much out there. Again, track 10, thank you. If you want the full Dis 3 Evolution, which is just the audio version of me pretty much going in like I was going in now. You can check that out on X, which is formerly known as Twitter. I have all 17 tracks of Disc 3 Evolution. And listen, we just getting started. So much more coming in the future. So many beautiful, wonderful things. Like I said, 43 and finally feeling me. And I'm here to just give each and every one of you all what I can give here. So it's a wonderful blessing to be able to come out here and be a positive force and coming with some realness. Finally, coming with it the way that I should be. So thank you all for that. Now we have Miss Sunshine. Let's see if I can pull you up. I know I had some experiences in the past, but let's see if we got this here. And I hope that it goes through. I think we got it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. If not, I'm gonna see if I got you here on a text message. But again, if y'all have any insight as far as what the path I was going down here tonight with track 10, please drop it in the comments and let me know how you feel about it. It's all about accepting, just having an attitude of gratitude, because think back to where you are right now, where you come from. Some people have been through all kinds of hell and all kinds of drama. So when you get free and you break free from it, why would you want to go back? I know I don't want to go back. So the fact that I'm out of it and I'm in a way better place, every day all I have to say is thank you. Thank you so much for getting me through all of that. Thank you so much for all of the lessons that I've learned. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, that's my prayer every single day, because I know what it's like and I don't want to go back. You know, they say hell on earth. How many of y'all have experienced hell on earth where you knew every single day that you had to face another day, you were stepping into hell? You were wrapped up and you were trapped up with somebody that you didn't want to be. And see, the problem is that we create our own hell. Some people say, I don't want to go to hell. Well, then change some things. It's all on how you think about it. You think that you're going to go to hell when you die? Some of us are walking into it right now because we decided to accept things that we shouldn't have accepted, lower our standards, live well beyond our means just because the next person is doing something. And that's another thing. That's one thing that I want to knock on wood. Hell, I want to chew on wood at this point. I'm not going to live in hell because I'm trying to be like the next person next door to me, or I'm trying to be like that person on my job. I have to have the latest and the greatest what everybody else says. That is a sure way to send you to hell if you are living beyond your means. And I'm speaking about hell from hell here on earth. Being unhappy with your lifestyle, being unhappy with what you have created. You created that. Nobody else did. Nobody told you to do that. You did it. So this is what I'm saying when we take responsibility for who we are, what we created. Oh, I was in this relationship. This person made me do any. My grandparents taught me that. Can't nobody make you do anything. Say it again. Say that somebody made you do something and see what happens. That's where I come from. My grandparents didn't play with that, especially my grandfather. Can't nobody make you do anything. Let's see if I can get my friend up here.
Sorry, the number you have dialed has fallen.
Well, I don't know if we can get you up here. I think your number is blocked. So the only thing I can say, what's going on, Kim? Thank you so much. Only thing I can say is unblock your number. Maybe I'll call you again. I don't know. But drop it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the conversation I'm having tonight. Having an attitude of gratitude. Thanking people for where you are in your life. Thanking them for the roles that they played. Again, speaking from experience. If I had not gone through all of the things that I've gone through, I would not be where I'm at here today. And I would not be able to envision and see what I have coming in the future. Now that I have some clarity in my mind and I can see the direction that I'm going in, I'm like, wow, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much that I'm out of that situation. Thank you so much for the lessons that I taught, that I was taught, because if not, the next person will be able to show up and do the same exact thing. How many of y'all out there got rid of one, but the next one came around and did the same exact thing that the other one did? I had to have this conversation the other day. You're upset because every single person that you are around cheats on you. You have to start looking within self. Come on now. Every single person, every single right here. That was me. What's going on? I had to ask myself, what's going on? And the problem is that you looking in all the wrong places. You looking in all the wrong places and you settling. Every single time it was because I settled. That one person that I was with, it's because I settled. I'm just keeping it real. Every single relationship that I was in, I settled. In my mind, I had something bigger and better that I wanted, but I got tired of waiting. So this person showed up and I was like, okay. Now you want to wonder why? Because that wasn't the person that you were really supposed to be with. You settled. You didn't go the long haul. And now you're wondering why all types of hell is going on. Between the first three, what is it? It has to be three. Okay, I'll give you 30 days. From the first 30 days to the first 3 months, you are going to see the warning signs right there. Now, if you all wrapped up and you trapped up, and like my friend McCall says, you staying in the bedroom, you don't get time to think because that distorts your mind. Trust and believe it does. Have a whole bunch of it in a relationship and all of a sudden then don't, and see what happens. Your perspective about that person is going to change real quick. That's why they say, putting it down. Yeah. Putting it down so they can keep you down and make sure that your mind is not woke to what's really going on. Stay out the bedroom, as my friends say, from the first 30 days to 3 months, and you'll see some warning signs, especially if the person isn't true. Oh, you're going to see them. Bethany says, I sure did ignore the warning signs. Absolutely. Here's another thing, too, for people who are dating and getting into relationships and so quick to say, I do. Do you know that it takes 2 years for that chemical, that love hormone that we all get when we get the butterflies in our stomach and we meet somebody that we love or we think that we're in love? Keyword, think that we're in love. It takes 2 years for that to wear off. That's why when people break up and they get back together and they break up and all you're doing is just hitting the reset button, hitting the reset button. It takes 2 years for it to wear off for you to really see what that person is really like. So my recommendation is, how about you wait 2 years before you even commit to even thinking that this is the person that you really want to be with for the rest of your life? I don't know. I'm not going to say too much, but I know so many people wake up afterwards and they ask themselves, is this it? Did I really do this? Let's see if I can pull up my friend again, and let's see. Anybody out there that wants to talk to me, text me 609-730-611.
Sorry, the number you have dialed has called.
Yeah, that's not. If you have a blocked number, if you have it blocked, I won't be able to call you. 609-730-611, and that is the official 411 podcast hotline. Now we're going to get into some burning questions. But again, having an attitude of gratitude. I can also do. I'm not sure if I can do that live here now. I'm unsure. I know you're trying to text me. It just has to be a clear cut line that I could call through. Um, I don't know. We have some issues. Google Meet. I don't even know. I heard of it. I know it's part of it, part of this Google thing, but I don't even know if that's even gonna work. So that's probably not gonna work for tonight. I got a system, and I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to pull that up. So I get what you're saying. I understand, but is that gonna be like a text message or a video? Because I think Google is like a video, right? But Sunshine Monet L came through on a 411 podcast last year. It was. It's been a year since we spoke, and trying to get her up here today, but we're having some kinks in the road here. Tonight, I'm talking about giving thanks amidst the storm, giving thanks in the thick of it, looking back at people who've done you dirty, whether it was someone on your job. Like, I got so upset at one of my ex bosses because I thought she did me so dirty, which at the time she did. But then I look at my life here today, that was just the start of it. I didn't know that I wanted to, podcast and do this type of stuff. I knew what I had asked in the future, but I wasn't making the steps to make it happen. I was comfortable. I was complacent. In life, we don't ever want to be complacent. We don't want to be complacent on our jobs. We don't want to become complacent in our relationships, and we damn sure want to become complacent in our everyday life as far as what our goals are. But I was exactly that. I was on that hamster wheel every single day, getting up, going to work, coming home, same routine. And I'm a Sagittarius, so if anything, we like adventure and we don't like the stuff to be the same. So once it still continued to be the same exact stuff every single day, I had a problem. I get a little antsy when it's the same everyday regular routine. That's why I like to travel and switch up my environments because I don't like it. But I realized that that was my life. And then I became unhappy. I became depressed because I just kept doing the same. And I'm like, is this really going to be my life? Working for this corporation, knowing that I have so much in my heart to give back to the community, knowing that I have all of these things that I want to, all this creativity that I want to come out of me. And it took for someone to do me dirty to push me in a direction. And then it seems like the next person did something, and the next person did something, and the next person did something until boom, 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 boom. Finally, we're here. Finally, I'm at a point where I take care of me first. I take care of everything Laren gains first before I even think about stepping in and doing something for somebody else. And I strongly urge each and every one of you all to develop this type of mindset, because why would you do something for somebody else not knowing if you're going to get it in return? And I know that that sounds a little rough, right? Because don't do anything if you ain't going to get anything in return. No, when you do it, make sure you do it with intention. And if you do it and you don't get it in return, you haven't depleted yourself so much that if somebody doesn't return it, cool, because I took care of myself and I don't need you to do anything for me. And I don't need to go back and forth with you. And I don't need to go round and round with you. Only thing that I can tell you is thank you for showing me exactly who you are. And now let me move on. See, where we get it wrong, where I had it wrong, is when we don't think about ourselves. F that. We just worried about the next person. We trying to level up the next person. We trying to big up the next person. And that's all we keep on doing. We wake up in the morning. We don't even look at ourselves the right way. We don't even think about ourselves the right way. But the first thing that we do is we run around and we try to chase after somebody who could give two craps about us. And then when they do the 180, then it's a problem. See, I don't live like that anymore because I used to do that. Make it all about them, make it all about them, make it all about you, make it all about you. And then when you turn around and you give me your butt to kiss, I'm sitting here somewhere looking like, oh, we ready to rumble now. No thanks. I don't even need that anymore. I don't even need that energy, and I don't even need those vibes. So I make sure I take care of me first. And I'm not going to give you something that I don't have, because before I gave people things that I don't have, gave them things that I don't have. And now guess what? You didn't have it to begin with. And now I done gave you Something that I don't have. Now we both just out. We both out because I had it, but I didn't have it to give to you. But because I gave it to you, now I don't have it, and now you didn't do the right thing with it, and now we both out. Let's see here. That Marty drum. Am I saying that right? Be low key, self serving too. Some people addicted to sacrificing themselves. Yeah, no. No more. Not today, I won't. And once you decide to change, that's when the tests become. That's when you're put to the test. Now I laugh at it because I see so many different people show up that remind me of my past, and I'm like, nope, I got this lesson here. I got this. We good right now. Good morning, Mr. Vips. You obviously are from another part of the country, another part of the world, shall I say. So if you can drop it in the comments and let me know where you are calling from, I appreciate that. I think you might be from Asia, but that's what's up. Tonight, talking about having an attitude of gratitude when you're going through the thick of it, when you're trying to overcome it. You've overcome it. How do you feel? Big question to see if you've actually broken through. Think about your exes. Think about your bosses or friends who've done the most dirtiest, disrespectful things that you can think of. Do you still feel that knot in your stomach? Does your heart still pound like you want to get back at them? Do you feel like you can't breathe anymore? If you have any of those symptoms, then I'd say you're not at the point where you've truly learned how to forgive. And I'm not an expert. All I'm doing is thinking about how I used to feel. I used to say, oh, yeah, I forgive them. Cool. They did me wrong, but I forgive. Because that's the right thing that we're supposed to do. But then the minute that I hear their name, hear a song play on the radio, see them in person, that's the real test when you see them in person. And I had all of those symptoms that I just described. That's no forgiveness. You ain't even learn how to forgive yourself to be able to get all of that stuff off of you, first of all. That's a whole nother story. Forgiveness on my aspect today is when I smile and so thankful and just be in so much peace. Like, oh, I'm so glad that that is over with. And when I say that, that is just me actually doing it for real. I'm not even kidding you. Like, thank you, Jesus, that I have this new breakthrough. I have this new, listen, it's not called evolution for no reason. I have evolved. And the reason why I've evolved is because I took time to do my work. And when you know better, you won't do better. There's no fear because guess what? I'm going to see it coming. And I know how to separate the BS from the truth. And I'm not so quick to jump in and get wrapped up and trapped up to any type of situation that there is. Trust and believe. 6 months ago, a year ago, I wasn't this knowledgeable about all of this. I was making some mistakes. I was jumping on planes and I was doing some ridiculous things. So I'm not sitting here trying to be the genius here. I'm just giving you my real life experiences and you go ahead and you do what you want to do with it. So it is what it is. No need to keep punishing yourself if you say you forgive. Absolutely. But again, it's how you feel on the inside. It ain't got nothing to do with the other person. How you feel. And here's another thing. When you're feeling a certain way, saying that you forgive somebody, but you really didn't, all of that energy that you got going on, because we're all energy, that other person still feels it. They still feel it, and they could be somewhere smiling, knowing that they got the best of you. But there's a way you can trip it up. There's a way you can get them all all jacked up once you forgive. Forgive somebody and see what that does to the other side. You won't believe it. You won't believe it until you see it. Track 10, thank you. That's where we at, having an attitude of gratitude. Y'all ready for this burning question that I got here tonight? Text me 609-738-0611. Let me know how you feel about tonight's show. Let me know how you feel about Disc 3 evolution in general. I really do appreciate it. Burning question that I have for tonight is, would you take the road of living your best life if it meant that your current friends, your current circumstances that you have going on right now, you would have to get rid of all of it, with no guarantee that you will be able to develop any of these meaningful relationships again in the future? Let me go ahead and repeat that. Burning questions. Would you take the road of living your best life if it meant losing all of your current friends and you would have no guarantee that you would be able to develop those meaningful relationships in the future? How do you feel about that? KK Sweet says, everyone has made mistakes. However, the most important thing is to learn from it. Do not repeat it. Learn from that mistake. Absolutely. Because the minute that we don't learn, like I said, it's a video game. This is the game of life. The minute that you don't learn, it's like the time ran out. You know how the video games back in the day, the video games now, which I haven't gotten into them because they're just on a whole nother level. It's like you can play your life away in the video games now. I'm talking about the old school games where they put a timer on there and the time went down. What happened when the time runs down? You lose, you die, you got to repeat it again. So, how many? Okay, here we go. My girl, Mary J. Blige. She has a song called No. And she says, how many times I had to die just to win again. So, we die on these games, on these levels, so many times when we don't learn our lesson, only to live again. Because you're going to have to repeat this, you're going to have to repeat it again. Fantasia, she has a song, Lose to Win. Sometimes you got to lose to win again. Okay, so if you don't learn your lesson, you're going to keep losing. Like Mary says, how many times I had to die just to live again. You're going to have to die to turn around and live again and do it all over again until you learn. And then once you learn, guess what? You get to live. You keep on living. You keep elevating. You keep going to the next level. It's life or death, one or the other. Heaven or hell, one or the other. What are you living in? You want to experience heaven on earth or you want to experience hell on earth? But anyway, back to this burning question. Would you take the road of living your best life if it meant losing all of your current friends with no guarantee that you'll be able to develop these meaningful relationships again? Now, I have a response to it, which some people might feel a certain way about it. So I'm curious to know how you would answer this. Keyword, living your best life. I want you to vision your best life. I want you to close your eyes and just envision what your best life would be. Best possible life you can have. But if it meant losing all of your current friends, keyword current friends. Now I know that there's a little salt and pepper on it, with no guarantee of developing any meaningful relationships again. Okay. So are you going to give up and miss out on the opportunity of living your best life? I guess it all depends on your current friends. Now, that's a kicker right there. If your current friends are no good, disrespectful, don't have anything going for themselves, cheaters, lying, schemers, of course, we're going to take the road of living our best life. At least I am. What the hell would I want to be around that for? You know what they say, Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. I've said this before. You will become like the 5 closest people that you're around. And I know we're going in a whole nother direction, but it is what it is. Think about the 5 people that you interact with on a day to day basis. Long before often, you will become just like them. You may not be an exact, but you're going to pick up little words that they say. You might even start walking like them. Certain sentences and certain aspects, you're going to start talking like them. Hang around them long enough, you're going to start thinking like them. Would you take the road of living your best life if it meant losing all of your current friends with no guarantee of developing meaningful relationships? So, if I was in a situation where I felt as if I was the smartest person in a room, how many of y'all been there where you're the smartest person in a room? You're the smartest person in a relationship. I would say you probably need to take the road of living your best life. Because if you're the smartest person in your circle, that means you're not growing. Because of the people that are around you, they can't teach you anything. And I'm not trying to knock on anybody or say anything, but we all have to continue to try to level up and try to get to the next level. So be around somebody who's trying to get to the next level. You may not be at the next level, but I can see you have potential. I can see that you're trying to learn something. I can see that we can bounce off of each other. Maybe we can go somewhere and be something. But if I'm the smartest person in the room, that just means that everybody else around you, all they're going to be doing is subtracting from you, taking from you. So that's how I would answer that. Now, I know it could go the other way with no guarantee of developing meaningful relationships again. Okay, so that might get people hung up. Bethany, you out there laughing. Here's the thing, people will answer this question and say, no, I won't live my best life. And I would say people who would answer that question that way are people who have not developed enough skills and a mindset to be able to be self sufficient. Somebody who always is relying on somebody else to do something for them. Some people who may be people pleasers. Do you know that you can level up and you can get to the next level if you just change a certain couple things that you have going on in your life? If you start to look at your circle and see, is this circle too big? Do I need to make it a little bit smaller? What value does this person add in my life? You know, Steve Harvey, shout out to Steve Harvey. He taught me something. You know, a new year is coming. And this is a little exercise that he said to try to do. Go through your cell phone, right? Look at the last person who texted you. Did you send them a text message and they didn't respond? When is it the last time that you actually interacted or spoke with this person? This happened during a pandemic that I started this. And when I went through and I saw all of the people that I was reaching out to and they weren't reciprocating, and I was seeing how long that this person has been sitting in my phone here and I haven't interacted with them, I just went and deleted all these people. You ain't gonna know anyway because you wasn't hitting me up anyway. And just because I met you at work does not mean that you're my best friend and I gotta text you all the time. It was just a convenience because we were at work and I was being respectful, but I'm not hanging out with you outside of work. I don't need all these people to have my damn cell phone number. So I started to delete a whole bunch of numbers and started to look and was like, wow, that's so much easier. I feel better about that. You closing the circle, making it a little bit more tighter. That way you can have enough time and energy to focus on the people that really matter. But again, that's a whole nother situation. West Virginia, Uncoming. West Virginia, Uncommonplace Podcast. What's going on, Mr. Junior? He's coming in this week, right here on the 411 Podcast. I want to say thank you so much. Sorry that we couldn't get a special guest out here tonight. Had a little, I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but I have not been able to pull up anybody live, which is a problem. We definitely gonna fix that because we have some great things coming, which we'll need to be able to do that. So again, 609-738-0611 is the official 411 podcast hotline. I'm curious to see what y'all have to say about these burning questions here tonight. This was a good one. I have to say, because it can go in many different directions, and there is no right or wrong answer. When it comes to the burning questions, it's basically how you feel about it, and there's so many different aspects of it. So it is what it is. Reading between the lines. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who contributed tonight. Thank you, Facebook, for coming in. SOS, Bethany, Sunshine, my cousin Kim. Thank you all so much. I see who's out there. Mindy. I can't tell who's out there on TikTok, but whoever is out there has been watching me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lines tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Mr. Birdman coming in. I found Birdman on Twitter, right? And he is amazing. I'm telling you, tomorrow when you come back, I'm sampling this bottle here. This has 7 different grapes. And I can't wait to taste this. Speaking of wines, I had such a great time in Claremont, Florida. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. Claremont, Florida. Um, Winery was amazing. Lake Ridge Winery. I'm sounding like I've been drinking now. It's just time for me to get out of here. Lake Ridge Winery in Claremont, Florida. If you were ever in the Tampa, Orlando area, it's like nestled right in between Orlando and Tampa. It's like in the middle. Go check them out. Great wines. You get to taste like 16 different wines. So you definitely get a little buzz by the time you're done there. And then you pick up your bottle of wine and you are set. It was amazing. And can't wait to visit more wineries, but we starting something off with that. So Claremont, Florida, shout out to Lake Ridge Winery. Their Southern Sweet. They also got a Southern White too. So amazing. But anyway, author Birdman's coming, and I'm going to be sampling the 7 Sicilian wine, which has 7 different grapes. And from what I can see right now, we have Merlot, Pinot Noir, Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon, just to name a few. So we're definitely going to get into that tomorrow. Reading between the wines, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. And also on Friday too, we have author Red Flag coming in. So we got 2 great powerhouses coming in. You're gonna learn something from Birdman. He's gonna speak the truth. He'll be here tomorrow. If you like the conversation that I had going on here tonight, we can have one-on-one private conversations catered to whatever type of topic that you like to go over. Head on over to LarenGaines.com, sign up for the coaching sessions, and we can have one-on-one private conversations going over whatever themes, topics, goals you like to go over. And definitely don't want to miss out on that on the coaching sessions. What a great way to have these deep conversations, one-on-one, no distractions, me and you, phone call, video chat, whatever works best for you. One on one. Head on over to LarenGaines.com and check out the coaching sessions. I would like to figure something out with you while Mercury is beating my head. Oh my goodness. Text me 609-738-0611. Also, if you are looking to set up a vacation, I can help you with that. I can help you plan out your vacation. I can help you with your itinerary. You let me know the places that you like to go, the dates that you are traveling, and I got you. I can also get you some brochures as far as the different states and the different countries that you like to visit. Text me 609-730-0611 if you like to vacation with me. I can also help you save, discounts, condominium lifestyle. I do have a minimum. We're talking about anywhere between 2 to 3 nights. As long as you book from 2 to 3 nights, definitely can help you out. Starting in the US, text me where you like to go. I can give you rates. You give me the dates, I'll give you the rates. You give me the dates, I'll give you the rates. Right now, we have some great discounts in the Florida area. I was just in Celebration, which is 30 minutes away from the Orlando area. If you want a vacation with me, you want to have a condominium lifestyle with a full kitchen, bathroom, multiple bathrooms if that works for you. If you have a big family, washer dryer units, starts with a studio. If you want something small, you won't get all of those bells and whistles, but you can work yourself up to 2, 3 bedrooms with the works, balconies, fireplaces in some cases, whatever works for you, definitely will work. Text me 609-730-0611. So now, as I've been going through, I've been giving you all of the 411, giving you reading between the wines, talking to you about the bottles of wines that I've been sampling, talked about the coaching sessions. Now just finish up speaking about the vacation with me aspect of what we have going on here. If you like to keep up to date on all of the things that I have going on, head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for Whispers of Wisdom newsletter that's going to be released next month. You're going to get small little clips of the 411 reading between the wines. I'm going to give you some wisdom, I'm going to give you some wine. How about some wine and wisdom? You're going to get all of that great stuff. You'll get availability dates as far as the vacation with me, all types of stuff going on. Head on over to LarenGaines.com, stay up to date. Anything that's new, you'll be first to know about it. One single email delivered to your inbox once a month. Whispers of Wisdom, the new newsletter coming out next month. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for hanging in there with me. Thank you so much for joining. It's a wrap. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reading Between the Wines with the Birdman. Thank you. Take care now. I have no idea. I don't know. But I wanted to get you on. That's okay. Take care.